need a new pinball machine. Any ideas?
How about Attack from Mars 3?
How about a game where I throw beer in Kaneda's face?
Shut up, Timmy. Go back to your corner. Come on.
I've got balls of steel.
Oh, God.
Stern has done it again. They've released a new pinball machine, and I'm here to give you my first impressions of it. These are my first impressions, not my final impressions. The game they've released is Black Knight Sword of Rage. It's designed by legendary pinball designer Steve Ritchie, who has a long history of designing great games like Star Trek The Next Generation, the original Black Knight, all kinds of games, High Speed. The list is endless. So if you want to look at him, check him out a little bit more. But this Black Knight game is actually the third one in the series, originally designed by Williams Electronics back in 1980. The first Black Knight was, not that one, here it is. Here's a look at the first Black Knight game. For the time period, it was pretty cool. It introduced a few things like MagnaSave, which is pretty awesome. Right there you can kind of see. There'd be an extra flipper button on the side of the cabinet that would show you could hit and save the ball from draining, which was pretty interesting. And then it was later followed up with Black Knight 2000, and both of them had this upper play field with some pop bumpers and drop targets and stuff. And and you can see this circle of lightning arrows. So a lot of that is in the new Black Knight game, which we're going to take a look at here. And overall, let's see if I can find the overview. You can see, I think we're looking. What version is this? It's released in 3 models again, like they've always done. We'll take a look at the Pro first. Artwork is decent. You notice it has Sword of Rage, which is kind of like Swords of Fury, a little nod to some more Williams classics. It features a Black Knight action figure dude on the playfield who has this like pinball mace and a shield right here that you can raise and lower. Apparently there's a motor in there, that's what I'm hearing, and he's got lights in his face grill and stuff, which is pretty neat. All this stuff is pretty neat. Let's see if I can find the overview. Sorry about this, guys. I wish they would just give us. Well, as you can see, it has the lightning from Black Knight 2000. Let's see if I can go back here. I swear to God. This one. There we are. So you can see it's a fairly basic fan layout. We have only one ramp on the Pro Edition, which is kind of odd. A lot of people like to criticize that, so I'm going to add that as a negative. I guess this back panel here is like fully lit with LEDs that can simulate the fire, which is pretty cool. And there's a set of drop targets on the side here, which give you something to shoot at. But the main big toy is the Black Knight himself in the center of the playfield. Overall, it looks like to be an interesting kind of game. You can see it has a ball save here, which I'm pretty sure is just software. And the main difference between the Pro and the Premium and LE editions is gosh darn it, they let me click on. The Premium and LE editions have an upper play field, which for whatever reason I can't find here. They have an upper play field, which is made of clear Lexon. So you can see the ball kind of comes up here like the original Black Knight, and you can shoot into this. There's a mechanical ball lock here, which you clearly see all 3 of the balls you can lock in there. Pretty interesting. This clear playfield design is reminiscent of World Poker Tour, and the original Black Knight games, which I've stated. So overall, it looks pretty cool. Steve Ritchie is you know, like I said, one of the greatest designers of pinball. This game has music that was, you know, made by some of the members of Anthrax. It has a heavy metal score. It has Steve Ritchie's deep voice where he's, you know, roar, evil stuff coming out of his mouth. And he did do the voices in Mortal Kombat for some of those characters too. So it's definitely well deserved and well welcomed in the industry. But overall, our package seems okay. Like I said, it suffers from a little bit of, in my opinion, it suffers from a little bit of what Game of Thrones suffered from, where they have an upper playfield and then they remove an upper playfield, and you end up with weird ramps like this that kind of look like they're out of place. They probably shoot just fine, the ones that Game of Thrones did, but you know, it suffers a little bit of that. Like I said, it only has the one ramp, which a lot of people used to criticize, but it does have a couple up kickers here. But it's only one ramp, and it doesn't have multiple exits. Like a lot of times, a single ramp will have a diverter, and you'll still have multiple exits. So, will that hurt the game? I don't know. I haven't played it, but overall, it looks promising. From an operator standpoint, I'm going to have to say, because of the Black Knight thing, brings back memories and fond memories of a time when machines earned a lot more than they do now. But for the average consumer, it's a license that they may not understand or know, and it actually may scare off little kids and family entertainment centers and stuff. So there is a few negative aspects to that. Most of the average person will probably not recognize this license at all. But it looks promising. And a few other things that I forgot to mention is, like, a lot of these, all these lamps in here are color changing. We'll take a look at the feature matrix real quick. You can see it has legendary pinball artist Kevin O'Connor's on the case for the art, which looks good. It's got the LCD monitor, LED fire panel, simulates real fire. I know, there we go. It has powerhouse music composed and performed by Scott Ian of Anthrax, or Ian. Sorry if I mispronounced that. But it's definitely, you know, it's definitely a good looking game. I don't want to poo-poo on it too much. I know I got a little bit of criticism about poo-pooing on Monsters and stuff, but I actually did play that game. I actually do really like the Monsters. But, you know, it has classic speech and music and stuff like that. So that it's some sort of special retro mode, which is a welcome feature, I would say. Your standard Stern stuff. The limited machine is limited to 600 units. Most of the only things that are different between the limited edition and the premium edition are artwork, special powder coating, shaker motor, special glass, your typical stuff, a number plate, whatever. You know, the upper playfield thing for me as an operator, I don't like, especially when it's clear Lexon. If you've ever seen a World Poker Tour, they kind of get really dirty. I was told that this is easy to take off and clean and stuff. They said 5 screws, but from looking at it, I don't think it's that easy. And maybe, we'll see. I can't say for sure. But, you know, it's an interesting game, a welcome addition to the market, I'm assuming. And you can see all editions have the classic lightning wheel with 12 bright color-changing RGB LEDs, and that's on all 3 models, which is awesome. And, you know, they have the toy and stuff like that. I guess there's a motor in it. I don't know what it does. I'm assuming it turns those balls back down. Because I've seen in the video where they spin and they kind of stay horizontal. So I'm assuming that has something to do with it. And it does bring back the MagnaSave, which I did forget to mention. I believe it's only on one side, though. Which is disappointing a slightly little bit. You know, comes with 6 balls. There's typical stuff. So this is my first impressions of the Black Knight Sword of Rage. Excuse me. I kind of feel like maybe this sword should be glowing red though, because Rage is kind of a red color. That's a minor nitpick I have. But overall, it looks very good. I'm not going to poo-poo it too much. I'm assuming they know, because it's not a license. And it's kind of weird, it's not a license, but it sort of is, because they did have to license it from Williams Electronics. And they actually had a licensed Sword of Rage too, which is also a separate trademark. That's probably because of Sword of Fury. So, but there you go, guys. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Remember to like this video and subscribe for more content in the future. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you next time.